now that the disciplinary process has all been resolved, how you feel it's been handled and how you feel about the resolution?
Yeah, I expected a punishment with all the things we know, and all the things we could hear and stuff like this. And yeah, it's okay. I would like to know, like I always would like to know, where the money goes, because if it's for a good cause, then I'm more than happy to pay it. If not, if the FA keeps it, then we have to talk again. And I think it's a bit harsh. But apart from that, yeah, people around me were pretty negative. They thought it will be longer. So one game is okay. It's like the Southampton game. It will be pretty much the same process. I can watch the game from a better position. I'm in contact with the boys, with my coaches, and so that's okay. Yeah.
I think it means that you can still go on the pitch at full time, doesn't it? So
nobody told me differently.
So you can take part.
The game is over then. I'm back for the game.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm just making sure, because obviously there'll be a fair bit of emotion at full time, because obviously we know Bobby is leaving. You've announced this week that James Milner is going to be leaving the club in the summer as well. I just wonder how you feel about that. And you'll also be saying goodbye to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita, their last time at Anfield as Liverpool players.
This game is super difficult for different reasons. We spoke already with the boys earlier this week about it. It's super important for us, and it's kind of super emotional as well for a different reason, because we really say goodbye to, from my point of view, 4 Liverpool legends, because 2 of them were here when I arrived, Millie and Bobby, obviously, and yeah, nothing would have happened, definitely, of all the good things what happened in the last few years without them. That's clear. Ox came in pretty early, then Naby came in. I'm pretty sure, and Ox was just unlucky in moments, injuries, bad injuries, in an absolute wrong moment. I remember the game against Rome when he got badly injured, and I had no clue how to sort that situation. He was that good and pretty much irreplaceable in that moment. That was obviously really hard, but besides that, he's a fantastic guy and was super important for the team over the whole period. When people think about Naby, then it's probably as well a few too many injuries in that time, but when you look back at important games, you will realize how often he played in super important games for us and how often he performed in these games. So all 4 won pretty much each available trophy, and we love them. That's true as well, but it's professional football and things. Nothing is forever. Nothing is for eternity. That's how it is, and there's always a moment, and it's a good moment, because it means one chapter will be closed, and we can start writing a new one. That's good as well for them and for us. But they will be never forgotten from us, from 100% not. And I will be forever thankful to them, because, how I said, without them, nothing would have happened. They were super important in all what they did, and that's the farewell they deserve. And so, yeah, it will be after the game, right? Yes, that's good. That's good. Because before the game would be really difficult, because we have to be ready for a proper battle. Aston Villa is fighting for European football. We do that as well. So it's our last home game. The crowd will be ready, has to be ready for the game first, because we can celebrate the boys after the game. Everybody should stay. It will be great. It will be absolutely emotional, 100%. But before, we have 90-odd minutes to fight, and that's what we have to do.
Do you still, I know we're back to the top 4 again, but do you still have hope that there could be a final twist in this race for the top 4? Because obviously United play Bournemouth at the same time as you. They've got Chelsea and Fulham to come. Newcastle got Leicester on Monday. And if there isn't that much hope there, how difficult is it to be as relentless as you have been?
It's no problem. I never hoped. I never had hope for that. I don't need that. I know that we have to win all the football games. And then there's maybe a chance, a big maybe. But that's all. So I didn't watch the game last night. I watched the game last night, but I didn't watch it and thought when they scored goals and stuff like this that I was disappointed. I was at once in my life, and it was when Vincent Kompany fired a ball in a goal. That was the moment, but never around that. That's just, it's on our hands. Whatever they get, they deserve. Easy as that. And so we have to do our job, and then we will see what that means. But my hope is not bigger or lesser than before, because I never had.
Is it difficult to keep?
No, not at all. For me, not at all. I don't know why. The biggest prize in football are 3 points. It's a misunderstanding that it's about trophies and stuff like this, because that's true as well, definitely. But that's when you win a football game in a very decisive moment. It's always the same. You go and try everything to win the game, and that's the reward you get. Most of the time, 3 points is sometimes a trophy, and so that's exactly how I see it. And that means we have there's no better reason to go into a football game and we want to win it than you could get 3 points, and that's what we want. But we know it's not about us only. This story of tomorrow, because Aston Villa, since Unai is there, I don't know where they would be in the table if we would have been there from the beginning. That's the truth, and so they play clear football. It's like Villarreal a little bit when he was there. Obviously very successful, difficult to play against, super confident, meanwhile super settled into what they want to do. And so that will be tricky, definitely. But must be tricky for them as well. And that, thank God, it became a bit more tricky for opponents recently against us. And we should try to make sure that that will happen again.
Thank you. That's brilliant. Jürgen, do you have any injury concerns at all?
Personally? I'm still injured, that's true. Yes, Darwin will not be available. It's inflammation of a tendon at the toe, very painful, obviously. So will not be available. Didn't train yet this week, so will not be available for tomorrow. The long-term injuries are still out, but all the rest should be. Yes, all the rest should be available. Bobby trained.
Emery has been nominated for Premier League Manager of the Season, and he arrived in November. You know what it's like to arrive in sort of October, November time into the Premier League. So how difficult a task has he faced, and what do you think about what he?
He's just an outstanding manager. He always was, everywhere where he was. So I know England is an island, and then sometimes you think there's nothing around, because maybe the time at Arsenal was not as good as people would have wished that time. But the Premier League is a difficult league, and he came back. Wherever he was super successful and did special things. So there's no doubt about that that he will be successful with Aston Villa. For me, Aston Villa is a massive. Not sure threat or whatever for next season, for top 4. That's how it is. They are the way they play, the way they defend. A lot of really good stuff in it. I have to say, I respect that a lot. So I'm not surprised that he did what he did.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Jürgen, we've seen the upturn in performances, and obviously you getting the 3 points that you talk about being the most important thing. What's been the most pleasing aspect of these last few months, though, for you?
So much more fun again. It's so much more easy to enjoy. That's the truth. I know I'm a professional football manager or whatever. I should enjoy it all the time, but there are moments when it's just not that easy. So when things don't go well, when things don't go in the right direction, when the games look like a bit rusty or whatever, or like stiff, whatever. And we had all this. It's never happens overnight. It can happen from time to time. We spoke about that, and we could shake that all off. To be honest, that's completely gone. Everything is back to its best, if you want, not performance-wise already, but they go in the right direction as well. But training ground, training sessions, everything is. It's definitely for us. It was a re-energizer, and that's. Thank God you can see on the pitch as well, in moments at least, and that's what we want to keep doing. And I think in the end, yes, the results are the most important, but what I love that there were always good reasons why we won the game. We could have drawn here or there because we won a lot of games just with one goal. Of course, that could have happened, but that wouldn't have made the performances less or good. But that we won it showed then as well that we didn't forget how to win football games in the last 5 or 6 months before we found a turnaround, and so it's good. It's good for all of us. Weather got better, everything got better.
Just in time.
Exactly.
Jürgen, while the likes of James and Roberto have made a massive contribution to what the team have achieved that you've spoken about, can you just talk about the impact they have on the dressing?
No, we don't have enough time. And we don't have enough time. And what I don't like as well, and I'm pretty sure Millie and Bobby wouldn't like it as well, if we forget Ox and Naby. I really would like to ask our people tomorrow to not forget that. I can imagine Bobby, my God, how much I love the guy, and that he is, and the Bobby Firmino songs and stuff like 100% deserved. But we have time, if you want, until Monday to give them all the farewell they deserve. So that's really important. So, and I don't like now to. So I think in the last 7.5 years, I don't know what I all said about Bobby, what I said about Millie. If you don't know yet what I think about them, then you just have to go back and then read it. Yes, I don't. My English is not good enough to really express my respect for them. But that's the same for Ox and Naby, to be honest, for different reasons. And I know in the football world, we all talk about first lineup, stuff like this, and what are you doing here and what are you doing there. Millie played an incredible number of games. I think I'm the manager he played most often for in this insane career. I'm not sure there will come another manager where he will play more often for, so maybe I won that race. Probably the same for Bobby. Ox came here as a young talent for me. He was already kind of settled at Arsenal, was a big talent at Arsenal, and became here a real father, a grown-up man, a great character, a really good guy. Naby, yeah, everybody knows we spend a lot of money, but a lot of expectations there, of course. And because of injuries in the wrong moment, he could not fulfill all of them, but a lot of them. It's just like, go back and look the big games, the goals he scored, the games he played, and the football he could play in his good moments. So I wish them just all the very best, that they all find a place where they are as much respected as here and needed, and and find their luck again, because they had a lot in the last few years, and I hope they can do that again.
Carl?
Without asking you to state your own importance, what difference will you not being on the touchline make with you?
Yeah, I will not. Nobody probably will shout like me at them, and if they don't track back, but I will tell the boys, if they don't want me to do that in the future, they just have to do it now without me shouting, because I mean, like 70th minute or stuff like this, these kind of things. I sit far away, but maybe if the game is not good, I could make it happen anyway. My voice is all right, at least. Yeah, not a lot. So I'm really in contact with Vitor. Vitor will have the phone or whatever, the headset, and so we can speak about everything, substitutions, these kind of things. And apart from that, Pep is an incredible coach, and he will be out there. And I'm not sure how many percent of the things I shout on the pitch are because the boys saw it before on the screen on the iPad, Pete and Pep, and they come to me. We have to sort this and we have to sort that. So now it's just without a filter. I can do that directly because I'm the only one who cannot watch it back during a game. Yeah, now I can do that. Understands? So how I said from a watching point of view, it's a much better position to see the game, and it was with the Southampton game when we played that. It was super helpful that one of us, in that case me, saw the game from there. I see next to our analysts, they usually do that, but this time they get a bit support from me.
Yeah, Adrian wasn't on the list of players that believe he's out of contract. See someone in discussions with him, maybe his future depends on what might happen to Queen Kelleher as well for next season.
Queen McKellar? What was Queen Kelleher? What's with him? He has a contract.
He might want to kick on and start playing. A lot of
And you want us to say goodbye just in case? No, I can't see. Honestly, I can't see Cruyff leaving. This must be an extraordinary offer. That I start thinking. I have to say, Adrian. If we don't say goodbye, what could that mean? That he probably stays, but it's not. If it's not nothing in the papers, then it's not decided yet. Finally, but we will not do just in case. But I have a rather good feeling that we keep working together in that position.
Hold on. We want the embargo. I have an embargo until 10:35.